In Central America, there is a name everyone recognizes, but very few know where it comes from. It does not appear on passports. It is not written in official documents. It is not defined by borders or laws. And yet, it defines an entire country. Hondurans are called Catrachos. The word is spoken casually, with pride, sometimes without thought. But its origin was not casual. It was not born in music or folklore or tradition passed gently from generation to generation. It was born in war, and it followed one man into battle. In the mid-19th century, Central America was young and fragile. Its nations had only recently emerged from colonial rule. Independence was new. Stability was not. Borders were uncertain. Institutions were weak. And power was often decided not by law, but by whoever could hold it. The region lived under constant tension, internal rivalries, foreign pressure. The fear that independence could be temporary. Sovereignty was still being tested. Then a real threat appeared. Not symbolic, not distant, not theoretical. A conflict that forced Central America to confront something it had never fully faced before. A man who did not come to negotiate, or advise, or observe. He came to take. That threat came in the form of an American named William Walker. Walker was not a romantic adventurer, not a misunderstood idealist. He was a filibuster with a political project. In the 19th century, filibusters were not mercenaries in the modern sense. They were private conquerors, men who raised armies, crossed borders, and attempted to create new states for their own benefit. Walker believed Central America could be claimed, controlled, rewritten. His vision was clear. He wanted to seize territory, restore slavery, and annex the region to the United States. In 1855, he did the unthinkable. He took Nicaragua, and soon after, he declared himself president. When Walker took power, the region understood the danger. If his rule stabilized, if his project succeeded, no country was safe. This was not a local conflict. It was an existential one. If one nation fell, others would follow. Honduras responded, not with speeches, not with treaties, not with hesitation, with soldiers. Leading those troops was a man not yet considered a legend, Florencio Xatruch. He was not a charismatic politician, not a glory-seeking caudillo, not a figure who sought applause. He was a disciplined commander, shaped by earlier campaigns, trained in endurance rather than spectacle. His focus was singular, defending sovereignty, even against a stronger enemy, better armed, backed from abroad, driven by ideology and ambition. Marching beyond national borders was not a symbolic act. It was a calculated risk. But Xatruch understood something fundamental. If the war was not confronted there, it would eventually arrive at home. When Honduran troops crossed into Nicaragua, something unexpected happened. Local people began calling them the Men of Xatruch. The name spread quickly, spoken by civilians, whispered by soldiers, repeated in camps and villages. But the name was difficult to pronounce. It changed with daily use. Xatruches, Catruches, and finally, Catrachos. At first, it was not an identity. It carried no national meaning. It was not a symbol of pride. It was a military nickname, a name tied to one commander and the men who followed him into war. Under Xatruch's command, something rare happened in Central America. Coordination, Hondurans, Salvadorans, Guatemalans, Costa Ricans. For once, rivalries were set aside. They fought together against a common enemy. The conditions were brutal: poor equipment, limited supplies, disease, exhaustion. This was not a glorious campaign. It was survival. And William Walker encountered something he had not expected: regional resistance. Xatruch is not remembered for a single decisive victory. There is no battle bearing his name, no moment frozen in heroic legend. His importance was different. He refused to break. He held pressure when retreat would have been easier. He sustained a war that promised no immediate glory, only prolonged hardship. Leadership in this case was not about conquest, it was about endurance. In time, William Walker was defeated and expelled from Central America. His project collapsed. His ambition ended not in empire, but in failure. But something remained. The name, Catracho. What began as a military nickname outlived the war that created it. It moved from the battlefield into daily life. No longer only soldiers, a people. Florencio Xatruch did not change Honduras with speeches or laws. He did it by marching beyond its borders, so others could not decide its future. He never set out to name a people. History did that for him. Today, more than a century later, the word Catracho endures. It outlives the man who inspired it. It outlives the war that gave it meaning. It remembers a moment when following one commander meant defending more than territory. It meant defending the right to exist. Not all identities are born in peace. Some are forged by walking into a war that should never have existed and surviving it.